I didn't start gardening because I had it all figured out. It was, in fact, the exact opposite. I started because something inside me was aching for a different kind of life. I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew I needed something slower, something real, something more tangible. Something to help anchor me when the world felt and feels like it's moving a little too fast. What I remember most about those early days was just how happy learning how to start seeds made me. The thought of reconnecting back with the earth was something I was craving deeply, especially after spending over a decade working in healthcare. In that first year, I had 2 raised beds and grew a handful of potatoes. I'd say from that moment on, I was hooked. In year 2, I had a clearer vision for the kitchen garden. I was determined to keep going. We began to dig up the sod and lay the gravel and plant the evergreens during our spare time on the weekends and after work. I remember during this time, I had to keep the faith in my vision, especially during those long evenings spent hauling gravel and digging sod, shovel by shovel. I remember during this time, I just kept thinking about how I deeply craved having a space where I could cherish time spent with my family, making memories, and really creating a space that provided respite and a break from day-to-day life for me. And I just had this feeling that if I worked hard enough and was determined, I could make something that created a little bit of magic for myself and my family. By the end of 2021, I think it would be safe to say that I had a healthy obsession with gardening, and I just had this feeling that I needed to keep going, and future me would thank present me. By year 3, I decided to expand the garden even more, and we worked hard on digging up more sod, laying down more gravel, and finally adding the little white picket fences to the front. Looking back at it now, I think it's so easy to go on social media and see how some people are able to get things done in a shorter amount of time, but I think that's where you have to give yourself grace. And that's what I try to remind myself, is that we are all on our own different timelines, and we shouldn't be too harsh on ourselves. And in time, things will happen. We're just all at our own pace. By year 4, I found I had more confidence in myself and my ability to grow flowers. I also had a growing hobby, which meant I needed to find a way to make money to help pay for the improvements to the garden. And it was in this year that we built my little flower stand. Little by little, I continued to spend weekends and evenings cutting more sod, defining beds, and laying more gravel. By year 5, something gentle but undeniable began to unfold. I could feel myself maturing alongside the garden. We were growing together, quietly and steadily. The space I once saw as a project became something deeper, a refuge, a sanctuary, a place where I could return to myself again and again. The garden wasn't just helping me navigate through life's challenges anymore. It was guiding me, rooting me. I began to feel more connected, not just to the earth, but to my community. I shared seeds, plants, stories, and little waves from across the fence. And in that slowness, I found something I had long been searching for: intention, connection. I started to see the garden not just as a space for beauty or for cut flowers, but more as a source for nourishment and healing. It inspired me last year to begin creating soaps, infusions, salves, all crafted from the plants I had grown with my own hands. It became more than just a garden. It became a way of life. Now in year 6, the garden continues to evolve, and so do I. This spring, I transformed the old flower patch out in the back into a raised bed garden. It was certainly a labor of love and one that asked for most of my focus early this season. Because of that, a few seedlings struggled along the way, and while I may not have as many cut flowers to offer this year, that's just the way of the garden. Each season, each year brings something different, and each one has a lesson to teach. This year, I've been drawn more deeply into the rhythm of growing food. The raised beds in the side garden have truly become a kitchen garden, full of garlic, peas, and lots of Roma tomatoes. There's something so grounding about being able to grow ingredients for your own kitchen table. I've even started to plan for creating homemade tomato sauce, canning it and preserving it so I can have it during the colder months ahead. I've certainly become enchanted with canning, and I'm thinking of ways to be able to stretch the garden's abundance beyond the growing season. Winters here in Maine can be long and unforgiving, but a jar of summer sweetness on a snowy day, that feels like magic worth chasing. This year also marks 3 years of sharing this journey with you here on YouTube. I cannot fully express how much it has meant to me to feel part of a community, to feel seen and understood in the simple, quiet life I'm building. That's the gift of gardening. It welcomes everyone. No matter where you start, there is room to grow. And whatever path brings you joy, whether it's in the garden, in the kitchen, crafting, or something entirely your own, I wish that it brings you peace, comfort, and the gentle reminder that beauty often grows slowly but surely.